Hello, everyone, and welcome to Wednesday Live. This is episode 12, and we are going to get started here. A few things I want to talk about today. A couple of things that have come up just recently, some news items that I want to show you. And I'm going to start out here. I'm going to share my screen with you. So let's get that going. All right. Some news here. There was a shooting in Baton Rouge. Uh, Alton Sterling was killed by police officers. They were called to a convenience store because he was making a disturbance. He was selling CDs outside the store, and someone said that Alton Sterling threatened him with a gun. So they came to the store and they were wrestling with him. Um, and they got him on the ground, and then evidently somebody yelled that he had a gun, so one of the officers took his service weapon and proceeded to start shooting him while he was on the ground and the other officer was laying on top of him. They did find a gun in his pocket after they finished shooting him, but how this is all going to turn out is anybody's guess. But if you go to Google News, you can find that here. And also, uh, in the first episode I had of Wednesday Live, I talked about the driverless cars. Well, it seems that we've had our first fatality from a driverless car. Now, this was not a completely autonomous um, driverless car. It had driver assist. And what happened here, this guy here, he was driving on a California highway, and a tractor trailer with a white um, trailer was making a U-turn, and he pulled out onto the highway. And what was said in the article was that the driver didn't see the trailer because it was a white trailer on a bright sunny day, and the car didn't see the trailer. So the car hit the trailer and it ripped off the roof of the car. The car went under the trailer and continued on off the road and hit a fence and a telephone pole. But the man was killed. So now, these cars were never meant for you to just put them in autopilot and then you just take a nap or read your email or do a crossword puzzle, eat your McDonald's, or uh, just whatever. When you put these cars in autopilot, you still have to pay attention to what's going on, and you have to be ready to take control. These are not these cars are not 100% proven. Um, and this was a car made by Tesla where this happened. And in the owner's manual, it tells you when you're in the auto cruise mode, keep your hands on the wheel. Don't just sit back and relax. And this guy, he had made some videos before about the driverless car, and he was sitting with the person, and he said one of the statements he made was, "You can set this and just Don't worry about it. Well, that's the wrong attitude to take. You need to worry about it. You need to be even more vigilant than you normally would if you were actually driving, because you need to pay attention to what's going on, because the car might not see something. It tells you that there are sometimes that it won't see stationary objects in the road. Like if there's a car in front of you and that car changes lanes and there happens to be another vehicle stopped in the middle of the road, the car may not see that vehicle stopped in the middle of the road and you might have a rear end collision. And if you do, most likely you're going to be injured or killed, or you're going to kill somebody. So when you activate this, you still have to be attentive to what's going on around you. I mean, I don't have a car that's got the autopilot. I've got cruise control, and even when I use cruise control, I still have my foot ready for the brake just in case. I don't just sit back and cross my legs and hope for the best. You have to be aware. And it does tell you in there when you have this auto cruise on to have both hands on the wheel. They need to make a system where before the auto cruise will engage, you have to have at least one hand on the wheel, and if you take your hand off the wheel, then it disengages. I think that would be a good safety feature. And Google's making these driverless cars. They're making these cars that don't even have a steering wheel, that don't have any user controls. I would not get in one of those, because just for this reason, you can be going down the road and these cars may not see something that comes out in the road. Uh, there's no guarantee that this will work 100% of the time. And in fact, it's not going to work at 100% of the time. I'm telling you, this is not like Knight Rider. This car does not think for itself. It only can make uh, basic decisions on the information that it gets, and sometimes it doesn't get the information. Sometimes the camera is blocked, sometimes the radar is blocked, and you're not getting the full picture, and you need to stay in control of your vehicle. I was watching one video, and this idiot actually turned on his uh, driver assist and then climbed into the back seat of his car, got out of the driver's seat, and climbed into the back seat. Now, that's just crazy. That guy should be not allowed in a car, whether it's driverless or not. This guy just don't have the right mind to do anything. So you just got to be more aware of what you're doing with these cars, because everybody gets to the point where they just get used to it and complacent with it, and they think they can set this and forget it. It's like this. It's a myth, but the story came out that this woman had bought a motorhome, and she was going down the road, and she turned the cruise control on thinking this motorhome would drive itself, so she gets up out of the driver's seat to go make herself a sandwich. Well, that's not how that works. That was actually a myth, but some people might try and do that. You know, just like this one guy that climbed out of the driver's seat and climbed into the back. Not smart. But anyway, that's um, that's what I have to say on that issue. Another thing here, I was just going through the news today and I came across this article. Apparently, in San Diego, someone is killing homeless people, and the San Diego PD are calling all hands on deck to solve this murders. Right now, there's been two people murdered. One man was set on fire, and another one was beaten to death. So they're looking into that. Um, and Seems like to me people in this world are just getting crazier by the day. Really, I just don't know what to think about everybody that's doing all this. Nobody cares about human life anymore. They just want to. They're just all nuts and they want to go out and kill each other, and I don't understand that. Maybe we need some more um, mental health screenings or something. I don't know. I'm I'm kind of at a loss for all this. And also, I wanted to talk about something that I have been following here. As most of you um, may already know, there's been some group of hackers have been hacking into YouTube sites, and they've also hacked into Skype and people's phones. And I did a couple of CQT videos, which you need to go down to my channel and watch episodes 28 and 30. 28 deals with uh, online password generators, where you can generate new passwords and have them ready for to replace your passwords. Now, you should replace your passwords at least once a month, and use a long password with multiple characters. You can watch the video; it explains all this. But I use a 12 character password and sometimes a 16, and those are pretty secure. Also, uh, people they're being hacked, their YouTube's hacked, and that's owned by Google. And Google has a two-step verification. That's episode 30 of CQT. Take a look at that. You need to have that enabled. Now, there was an instance where even though the person had their two-step verification enabled on Google, they still got hacked. And the reason they got hacked was somebody had their password, and what they did was they called up their cell phone provider. The person that got hacked was Boogie 2988 on YouTube. He's got 3 million subscribers, and he was at VidCon. And someone had called up Verizon, which was his phone company, and they by through social engineering they had his phone number transferred to another cell phone. So essentially, they had his cell phone, and then they could log into YouTube, and then they would get the two-step verification password so they could gain access to his YouTube account. So there's not really a whole lot you can do to keep them from hacking your cell phone provider and getting your access. So one thing I would suggest is you call your cell phone provider and make sure that you have changed the verification password if you have one for them, so that they just don't give out your information. For some reason, whoever the hackers talked to at Verizon didn't follow protocol and gave out this information, and even transferred his number to a different cell phone, so they had access to his phone number and all of his information, which I think is kind of crazy, but that's just um, it happens. these hackers, they're skilled at social engineering, and they can con people into giving them information. Used to, before computers and all that, people would go dumpster diving for carbon copies of credit card receipts. Used to, you have to put your credit card in this machine, and it slid across there and made a carbon of your credit card. Well, they don't have that anymore, but people still do dumpster diving for information because people have passwords and other information on hard copies that they throw out. They don't shred, and they put into dumpsters. So it, in that sense, it's hard to deal with that information, but as you need to do what you can to combat this. So you need to keep your passwords changed at least once a month, to make sure on your Google accounts you've got your two-step verification enabled. So it makes it harder for people to get into your account. Um, I Somebody tried to hack into one of my accounts, and that's how I got started on this. And then I saw that WatchMojo.com, their YouTube channel was hacked, and a friend of mine, his channel was hacked, and also his Skype. Now these hackers, they go by the name of Obnoxious and Peen. That's what they used on the WatchMojo.com hack. But they also have a site called poodlecorp.org, and they have a Twitter account uh, under Poodle Corp. And I did some research on them, and on their site. They main from a domain seller in China. You can see here, uh, but their actual IP address is coming from Phoenix, Arizona. Now, if I scroll down here, you can see the uh, domain name seller information. It's bizcn.com, and it's a Chinese company in China. Um, Now, the you might be able to trace the ISP uh, IP address for this, but I would think that this is probably a misdirection on their part to try and waste people's time when they're hunting for them. But uh, at any rate, this would be a place to start. Uh, Track the IP address, and then get more information about the seller of the domain. Um, I didn't have up the actual domain website here because it plays music here, and that can be annoying. But I will bring it up here and let you see it. It takes a minute to come up because they actually, I think they scan your address when it comes up here, because it does have bring up a little verification here, uh, and it might take a while because I have some other pages open plus this stream, so it slowed my internet down. But we'll see. Oh, here it is. It actually brought it up right away. And it does play music on here. Whether it's going to play this, since I've got this, I guess it's not going to play the sound because I've got my Hangout going, but this does play a little music. But as you can see, they've got their official Twitter and then their backup Twitter. Oh, there it goes. Members of the group on here and the sites that they've hacked. I'm going to close that because that's no way. I don't know if you can hear that, but we're not going to be doing that. Those are the actual members of the hacker group. Probably not. and but anyway, like I said, that's probably a dead end, but it might be a place to start. There might be some information you can find on him through that. Now, also, I wanted to show you some news articles. Uh, and again, my web pages are slow to load. Again, there's the shooting. Whoops, disappeared. There we go. Oh, we've updated. That's an updated page now. And there, we'll take a look at some news here. Trump says 10 vice presidential picks waiting in the wings. Senator Bob Corker opts out of being considered for Donald Trump's vice president. U.S. sanctions North Korea leader Kim Jong Un for human rights abuses. And then Gretchen Carson of Fox News files suit against. Oh, where'd it go? Oh, there. Against Roger Ailes. And one of the articles that had came up before was Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton's not going to be charged with any crimes because of her having her own email server. Um, they did say it was very poor judgment, but not criminal. So she's been cleared of that. And then says here Obama says troop levels in Afghanistan won't be cut as he once pledged. And then we'll scroll down here and see what's world news. Oscar Pistorius sentenced to 6 years in prison for murder of girlfriend. Pope Francis meets parents of Bo Salman, U.S. Senate student killed in Rome. Suicide car bomber kills 25 soldiers near base in Yemen. Putin and Obama speak on phone, says ready to increase Syria coordination. Then U.S. Let's see what we got here. And this here, Trump praises Saddam Hussein's efficient killing of terrorists, calls today's Iraq Harvard for terrorism. Now that is idiotic. That's the nicest thing I can say about it. That is just asking for trouble. Now there these terrorist groups, they do not speak for the whole Islamic community. They are just a bunch of cowards that try to make people afraid of all Islamic people, and that's not the case. Most people are, well, I don't, I really, Not every Islamic person wants to kill everybody. That's not the way it is. It's statements like this that just make things way out of hand. It just tries to scare people. It fosters hatred of people. It doesn't serve any useful purpose, just to incite people's fears and their hatred. And I don't understand that. I guess that's just the type of person he is. He wants to uh, make people afraid, and I'm just kind of speechless, really. I don't just every time this man opens his mouth, it seems like he's just putting his foot more in it. I mean, really, I can't say any more than that. Um, let's take a look here. Business. DuPont ordered to pay 5.1 million in trial over Teflon making chemicals. Uh, three more property funds halt withdrawals after Barrick's vote. Rose to buy U.S. Ventilation products maker Nortec. Let's see what else we got. And Amazon UK says no Barrett hit to sales so far. And then there's an update on Walmart's mobile pay service rollout complete. Repeat usage jumps. The Walmart mobile pay is going worldwide, so uh, people can start using that all around the world now. Let's scroll down here. Take a look at technology. Verizon raises wireless plan rates, offers more data. Snapchat to introduce new ways to save old snaps. And here's another article. The NHTSA probe July 1 crash of Tesla Model X in Pennsylvania. Actually, I think that was a Model S, not a Model X, but maybe a different car. I guess that's another crash. Let's take a look at that. See if I can't bring that up. So the one with the fatality was in a Tesla Model S, but this article says Model X. So let's see if we can bring that up and take a look. Like I said, I a car that didn't have user controls. That's just not going to happen. I want to be able to take control of the vehicle if need be. Oh, okay, it might come up or not. Plug-in failed there for a minute, but we might get something. Mm-hmm. Well, we'll come back to that in a minute. It's still working on it. I'll try to reload it here. with me having these windows tabs open and with the live stream going, my uh, internet is kind of slow, but we'll make do with the best we can here. While that's processing, let's look at the chat here. Hey, we got some people in the chat room. Systopia, hi. Glad to see you. Seagirl, thanking. Mari, hello. A while back we had Hi-Fi in there. I hope he's still there. We're getting that page come up now. Um, Hope everybody's enjoying here. I know I'm ranting, but uh, hopefully my rantings will get raves. That's an old thing from MASH, if you've ever watched MASH. But anyway, let's take a look at this article here. It's still loading, but I think I can scroll down here. We're going to take a look. Let's see. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration is investigating a July 1 crash in Pennsylvania of a Tesla Model X to determine whether the automated functions were in use at the time of the crash, the agency said in a statement on Wednesday. NHTSA said it was collecting information from the Pennsylvania State Police, Tesla, and the driver, a Michigan man. Tesla's motor. We're going to wait on that. So this was a separate accident. Tesla Motors, in brief statements on Wednesday, said, based on the information, we have no reason to believe that autopilot had anything to do with this accident. So, second crash of a Tesla car, but the autopilot may or may not have been engaged at the time. We'll have to keep watching that to make sure uh, to see what happens with that. But so it's still undetermined. So we'll might come back to that again at a later date. And let's reload here. Stop that. Let's see if we're gonna reload this again because it's hung up. So let's see. While that's loading, we'll go back to the chat. So everybody in the chat, how y'all been? I've been pretty good, enjoying my week off, but then I have to go back to work again. Okay, well, we got the page back up. BlackBerry will stop making its classic phone. Well, good to hear, Mari. I've been watching your videos, your reviews. I like that. I even hit the like and they're showing up on my page now. So there's Hi-Fi. Hi there, Hi-Fi. Uh, Good to hear, Systopia. Glad you could join us today for my show. Uh, I'm just raving on here. So um, let's look at a few other things here. Back to the page. Um, Bits Daily Report, Snapchat's Asian clone isn't vanishing. Didn't even know they had an Asian clone, but I'm not in Asia. Let's see. Country gets UK only price hike, and Maritz is to blame. Hmm. Uh, Now, in entertainment news, looks like Marvel's new Iron Man is a 15-year-old black girl. How about that? That'll be interesting. Uh, so they're not going to have Tony Stark anymore. Uh, that'll be something to see how they're going to pull that off. And then Jim Carrey's ex-girlfriend left suicide note addressed to him. Police docs reveal that's kind of a sad state. People get so low that they think that the only resort is to kill themselves. I mean, everybody gets depressed, and sometimes it can be really bad. But I'm telling you that it gets better. I mean, I had a year where everything, and I do mean everything, went wrong, and it, the thought of just offing myself could have been really appealing, but I knew that no matter how low you get, things do get better, and you just have to just work through it. I mean, really, suicide like that is just. I mean, there's no way to come back from it. Once you do it, you're done, and you don't realize because of your depression how many people that will miss you when you're gone. Really. So, before you consider that option, that final option, go and talk with somebody. I mean, really, just don't. People tend to hold it in until it's too late. They won't talk with anybody. They won't try, but you need to deal with it and get it out. I mean, really, because suicide just is not a good thing for anybody. All right, enough of that. Next one here is Fergie hoping to empower mothers with new song video. Mm, I haven't heard the song or heard the video, but I might look that. And then Lee Kuko offends with snap of her dog sitting on American flag. Well, you know, that's not a good idea, but people have done strange things with the American flag. That's not the strangest thing I've ever heard. Um, and then there's the Secret Life of Pets People review. Jenny Slate wins Best in Show in Adorable Animated uh, Comedy. So, and then there's sports. Not a real big sports fan. OKC Mayor on Kevin Durant's exit. Um, excuse me. Target drivers with success on similar tracks. Um, Ray Allen eyeing Warriors, Cavs, Spurs, Clippers. More than 200 Letterman petitions PSU to return Joe Paterno statue. Some other things. And then we got science here. This is the last thing Japan's lost black hole satellite saw before it died. Then could Saturn's moon Titan support alien life? Well, it's a possibility. Never know what's on a moon or planet until you get there. Welcome to Jupiter. NASA's Juno space probe arrives at giant planet. Haven't seen any pictures of that yet. I'm going to have to look that up uh, and see that. I was interested to be interesting to see some of the pictures that takes. And then there's New Horizons extended mission approved. Sputnik platinum nitrogen eye shows intricate patterns. This little duck-billed dinosaur had a facial tumor that still affects humans today. Dr. Bruce Rothschild is an expert in ancient diseases. He studied tuberculosis in mastodons and arthritis in Tyrannosaurus rex. So, evidently, these uh, now extinct species had some of the same ailments that people do. I didn't know that. Uh, that's something. Okay, let's look here. Let's see. NASA's Kepler Twitter hacked, tweets different kinds of moon image. So people still hacking Twitter accounts. Hmm. Ghostfish seen for first time deep under the Pacific. Deep beneath the ocean surface, scientists have spotted for the first time a living ghostfish, an eel-like creature in the family of Aphinid- Aphinidate. I don't know how you pronounce that. And then health news. Let's take a look here. One Zika twin was microcephaly, the other doesn't. But why? Let's see. Crash deaths far worse in U.S. than other affluent countries. The new sex abuse scandal. 2,400 doctors implicated by patients. Unmasked Alzheimer's risk in young adults. Can an antibiotic help you? Quick test might someday tell. Uh, let's take a look here. Scroll down. Oop, back up a little bit. Not too far. Seniors with access to medical marijuana use fewer subscription drugs. Oh, yeah, that reminds me. Yesterday, I had seen an article where this father, his daughter, has cancer, and they had her in the hospital, and they really couldn't do anything for her. She was doing chemotherapy, and chemotherapy makes you sick. And he was giving his daughter cannabis oil, and when he was doing this, it was making her feel better. She told her dad her stomach didn't hurt anymore. She was improving. She was eating. But what did the authorities do? They come and arrest the man and throw him in jail. Well, he got out on bail, and then, as a stipulation of his bail, he wasn't allowed to see his daughter. Well, he went to the hospital and he saw her anyway. So the hospital called the police, and the police officers came, but to their credit, they didn't take him away. They let him stay and visit with his daughter. I don't know what's going on with that. I haven't got an update on that, but that just, you know, you got something there that helps people, but because these lawmakers just think that because they've said that it's not legal, that it can't be used to help people, even though it's been prescribed by doctors to help people with the sickness due to chemotherapy. And, you know, it was actually helping the girl. The girl was feeling better, she was eating, and then, like I said, the way this world's getting, I just don't understand these things. It's just crazy. I mean, there's bigger crimes in this world than somebody trying to help his daughter. Uh, I mean, there's terrorists, there's mass shootings going on, uh, there's thefts, all this going on, and they want to arrest somebody for trying to help his daughter. I don't understand that. You know, if, if I was the one making the laws, I wouldn't be putting this guy in jail. Really, it's just not right. Really, not is. Okay, I'm just going way off here. But anyway, that is my take. I'm gonna come back and stop sharing now. I think there, and we will come back. Oh, there I am. Do I scare everybody? I've got 5 viewers. I'm gonna go back to the chat here. Oh, Mari. Yes, let's what's going on in here, people? Yes, they sent a probe to Jupiter. Yes. You people are getting wild in the chat room. I tell you. But that's okay. We're all here to have fun. Fun till Daddy takes the T-bird away. Yeah, my light's on and it's kind of got me all whited out, and you can see the reflection in my glasses, but that's okay. Um, hey, by the way, if you guys can see my T-shirt, American Red Cross, everybody, if you give blood, people really need blood. It's a good thing to give back to the community. I know some people can't give blood, and some people are get sick at the sight of blood, but hey, if you can handle it, it's a good thing to do. I try and give blood um, whenever I can, and it's just a way to give back. Because who knows, someday I might need some blood, and I would hope somebody would be there with my blood type. My blood type's O positive. Um, That's a pretty common type. But yeah, I try to give every chance I get, and I enjoy it. I like helping other people. That's why I give blood. That's why I make my videos and things. And work as a nursing assistant. It's what I do. Um, and let's see. We talk about here. Hope everybody's had a good week. It's Wednesday here. I know most people work through the week. This is kind of my hump day. I gotta go back to work on Saturday. Uh, but hey, I get to play now and uh, make my videos and watch movies and things like that. So I stay busy, and hope everybody's had a good week and has a good week there. If you got to work, hope it's not too bad for you. And if you're not working on the weekend, I hope you get a chance to relax. But that's about it. Well, everybody, it's about 3:52, and I think I've kind of just said all that I have to say for today. So I thank everybody for coming and um, coming in the chat and watching my show. And like I said, everybody, if you haven't changed your passwords lately, uh, do that. Watch my two CQTs, 28 and 30, and new password. Change those every month. Uh, Turn the two-step verification on your Google account, at least your main one, and just try and be as secure as you can because these hackers out there, they'll try anything they can just to run your day. And I don't want to see anybody's day run or week. You know, it's a hassle. Um, okay, hi fi, Mari, I'll put that on Plex so um, people that have my uh, account can see it. And somebody's ringing my phone, so I guess this will be a good place to stop. Everybody, take care, and I will see you next week for another episode of Wednesday Live. Till then, everybody, bye bye.